So I was just reading a piece from Kotaku, and they were talking about how frustrating it was to see all these stories and rumors surrounding the Order 1886 going on, and they can't really respond to it. Nobody really can, because there is an embargo in place. The reviewers, the journalists who have the game, a lot of people have this game right now. A lot of people have already beaten it, including journalists and a lot of fans. And nobody can say anything until the embargo is lifted. And currently the embargo is set to lift on February 19th, which is the day right before the game releases. And of course, one of the big controversies that has been going around the net has been the claim that the Order 1886, in at least one playthrough, was 5.5 hours. And somebody had uploaded the footage to YouTube. It was there for a long time before anybody got it taken down. And by the time they had taken it down, there was like something close to 100,000 views on some of the videos. And some of the people were walking away with complaints after seeing that footage, because they said, look, there were over 2 hours of unskippable cutscenes. There were a lot of quick time events. But the biggest story has been the length that has been repeated, which is that 5.5 hours. And then you've got this other group of people who can't, really go on the record talking about it, saying, look, that's really unfair because that person was playing this sort of way and, they weren't going after all the collectibles. And some people have said that this was a speed run, while others refute that by claiming, look, there were deaths included in this video, and there were times where it was clear where the player didn't know where they were supposed to be going in the actual walkthrough. So it's not really the true definition of a speed run, but you've got all these conflicting reports, and people just want the truth because they're going to be spending money on this game, and they want to know if there's enough content there that it deserves their money. So Ready at Dawn has finally come out and responded to these rumors, and they did admit, they said, yes, it is possible that you can go through and beat the game in that time. But they said, according to their in-house statistics, they said the average person spent around 8 to 10 hours in game. And that if you went through and you played it on hard, and if you stopped and admired just about every little detail, then you could stretch it out to 12 hours or so. So you've got this controversy brewing. You've got the developers saying, look, that isn't average. And you've got a lot of people who actually watched video footage and felt that the player walked through at about the same pace as what a normal person would walk through a different game. So you've got these conflicting reports, and the only thing preventing more truths, if you want to put it like that, coming out, or at least different takes or outlooks on the game, is this embargo that's in place. And it's not uncommon for an embargo to be in place. Just about every company does it, and they do it for different reasons. Sometimes it's because it was getting right up until the very end, and they didn't have enough time for the games to go out, and they wanted to make sure that everybody gets a fair look at the game before the reviews are actually published. Sometimes it's due to the game being heavily focused on multiplayer, so they want reviewers to see it on full servers the way they built it to be seen. Sometimes it's because the developer's uncertain or unsure how the game's going to be accepted. It's not always the case like that. Wolfenstein, it was pushed right up to the release date, and that did really good. But at this point in time, if your developers really feel confident about the game, so many people have the game. A lot of people have this game in hand. A lot of people have already beaten it. At this point, I can only see it doing harm to keep the embargo in place. Why not just lift it and let everybody else who has different varying opinions come out and place it out there on the table? Because at this point, I could only imagine that it would help you, especially if you're confident in the game. And I mean, the game is not shabby looking by any stretch of the imagination. So everybody's already in awe about the graphics. Everybody knows it's a beautiful game. So if you feel like we didn't get a full representation of that playthrough, then let the muzzle go. Let the reviewers speak. And you know, it may be that the reviewers feel like this was the best investment for the game that you're getting, and that there's quality content here that takes away any argument somebody may have for the quantity of the content. So, post below, let me know, what do you think? Do you think the embargo should be lifted since so many people have played it and already beaten it? And what reasons do you feel they have that it should stay in place? Post your thoughts below. That does it for me, the Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn.